issue that many leaders feel uncomfortable dealing with is discipline. Discipline is not that big of a deal. Let me give you a couple pieces of advice that I think will set you up to better discipline your kids. Number one, discipline starts before any situation comes up. Make sure you're always loving on your kid. Make sure you know their name. Make sure they know you care for them. If you're not doing a good job of caring for them, do a better job of caring for them. Care for them by knowing your lesson ahead of time. Care for them by by knowing their name. Care for them just by always listening to them. No matter what situation that you're in, always listen to the kids. Nothing tells a kid they have no value quicker than a leader who's unwilling to listen to them. Last year we had several discipline issues, and the kids would come to me and say, they didn't listen to me, they didn't listen to me. I was trying to say, and they gave me in many different forms, but the whole point was that the leaders didn't listen to the kid. And what I really believe happened was that the leader knew the answer. The kid was being flat out crazy. The kid was just ludicrous in what he was trying to do and say, and the leader just gave them the answer. But what I realized was they didn't receive that answer even if the leader was right. And so always listen to your kids. Always, even if they're dead wrong, listen to why they did what they did, and maybe then we can peel back the layers and get to the heart of what's going on. Maybe what they're doing is a response to something different, and it's just coming out with different kinds of symptoms. So always be willing to listen to your kids. If you do not, they will think they have no value to you. Listen to your kids. Why do we discipline? Discipline mirrors the heart of God. The Father disciplines the ones that He loves. And if we're unwilling to love the kids, if we're unwilling to discipline the kids, we're not loving the kids like we should be loving them. Second thing about discipline is never about fixing outward actions. If a kid cusses and we don't want to just satisfy ourselves with getting them to stop cussing, because then we'll have a group of kids who have nice words to say, or at least not bad words to say, and they're still going to hell. We can't settle for outward change. We're always looking for a change of the heart. Discipline always points people to the heart of God. It always shows how we need a heart change, how our sin has separated us from God. So discipline always points kids to the heart of God. It's not fixing outward problems. Now, in discipline, we don't have to just be really strict leaders because we're going to try to discipline. Always try to fix problems by rewarding good behavior first. I remember one day watching Andrew give 7 whole punches to one kid in a matter of less than a minute because he was trying to get the other 8 kids on his team to sit down. When he tells his team, hey guys, sit down, one kid sits down, the other kid stand up, thank you for listening, gives him a whole punch. Thank you for listening, gives him a whole punch. Thank you for sitting down. Thank you for being quiet. And then after 30 seconds, the other leaders were like, other kids were, let's sit down, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Use positive rewards when you can, that way you don't always have to be negative to the kids. But we're not a group that was going to shy away from fixing outward behaviors and tell everybody that they're right because they're not. We have rules set up to help you lead the kids. When we speak, you listen. When we command, you obey. No fighting, cussing, stealing. When you come, you stay. Now, these rules are simple and they're made to work on for you, so that you're not always having to give them 10 different rules. Just do what you're supposed to do, what you're told to do. When we give you a command, listen to it. It's simple for the kids to hear what's going on. Now, how do I go about giving strikes, and how does the strike system work? I told you when I first started doing the strike system, I hated it, but I came to love it because strikes are something that the kids earn. It's not something that we're necessarily given. Let me explain that. Their behavior earned them the strike. So what do we do for that? There's a conversation I love to have. One kid's talking. Hey, what did I tell you not to do? If you did do it, what did I tell you you're going to give? Well, you told me not to talk, and if I did talk, I was going to get a strike. Well, what do you deserve right now? I deserve a strike right now. So I'm leading that kid to understand that it's not me giving them a strike, but their actions earned them that strike. My actions, the wages of my sin is death. I earned separation from God, not because God gave it to me, but because my actions deserve it. They earned it. I worked for it. And so we can use these conversations to have disciple conversations with these kids, to show them they're separated from God. And they need to first make things right with God more than they need to make it right with anybody else. So we get a kid kid that's doing wrong, we tell them to stop. And if a kid receives what you're saying and moves on, you don't have to give them a strike. And if you sit down and have a conversation with a kid and they're acting up and you start to give them a strike and they receive it, it's a great time to introduce grace and mercy. What is grace and mercy? Grace, let's start with mercy. Mercy is not getting what you deserve. So if you deserve a strike, I'm going to give you mercy by not giving you a strike. I'm going to give you grace by also letting you play game time. So you deserve a strike, you deserve to set up game time. You're not going to get a strike, and you're going to have game time. That's grace and mercy. So we have to listen to the Holy Spirit when we're disciplining. And when we do that, we are able to just mirror the heart of God. We're able to pour out love and show grace and mercy and show them how their sin separates them from God. So when you give a kid strikes, sometimes you don't have to give a strike. You can actually take away a little bit of game time here and there so that you don't have. My boys this past year, I could, hey, you know what? You're going to miss 1 minute of game time, 2 minutes of game time, 5 minutes of game time. And that worked a little bit better than giving them strikes. And so I was able to not give strikes so fast. Some leaders are afraid to give 3 strikes, but you do not have to be afraid to give 3 strikes. Sometimes sending the kid home is the best thing for them. Why? We can bring parents in on the conversation of what's going on in the life of their child. If we do send a kid home, we don't have to stop the conversation. We can call them, go buy school lunches, we can write them a card. The conversation doesn't have to stop with the student just because you give them 3 strikes and send them home. I think that's mostly covered everything. And so if you have any questions of discipline, just let me know.